right now. Let's just start with the web.
Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. The controls seem to be backwards for some reason.
Okay.
I'm ready. Go ahead. We're rolling.
Introduce.
Take two.
Martin is going to take the web for us on a demonstration, show us how that process is that he uses out in the field. So Martin, go ahead.
Ready to go? All right, so we have two screws to remove the web here at the bottom. We'll start off by removing those.
Cup?
Yeah.
You cut the screws.
That red solo cup?
Coming right up.
Okay, everybody, keep everything appropriate, remember.
All right, you remove it by lifting up just a little bit, and it angles out. So that pops off the web from the fuser assembly. To continue on from here, you have 4 screws on the cover. There's 3 that are the same and 1 that's different. So we go on by removing those 3 first.
Just to communicate, can you hear me over there?
Yes.
Yeah, just fine.
Okay, you had mentioned that there are different types of screws there you're removing, right?
Correct.
Wouldn't it be best if you're taking off the left side, putting the screws on the left side of your table, and then if you're doing the right side, putting the screws on the right side, so you don't get them screwed up? You're putting them all in the same pile. I was just mentioning proper technique. Because my class, my class is very young.
Oh.
But yeah, that's true. But these little small ones here, they're basically for the cover, so you can't really mess with it. And the other ones are really just practically the same.
Okay.
So, and right now we're just putting them in the cup so we don't lose them because we've had some losing around.
Rick has a ruler.
All right, we proceed by taking off the cover, popping it off from the top first, and then it just slides out.
Do me a favor, move the cover away. The cover's kind of there you go.
Now that you can see your own play.
I can't see that.
Thank you.
I can turn the monitor around. That's what I'm going to do.
All right, from here we got 2 brackets here on top, one on top here and one on the side, which has the brake pad on it. So we go on by removing that here. 2 screws on the top.
Can you get a longer screwdriver? Just kidding.
How's that? Now you can actually see what I did. I just turned our center computer monitor around so that Martin can see what he's doing.
Okay.
We can still see your classroom up here on the
Yeah, this is different.
Excellent. They're enthralled right now. I'm breaking out some popcorn.
Rick, this fuser is different from the old 4000 Web.
Yeah, this Web is a little different. It has more screws on it. It has what, 5?
There's actually a brand new modification. It's on the TSRC web for bulletins.
Yep.
They're now having a new unit that has
This
a
plate right here?
plate.
This plate that sits right
It
on top
also
of the
has a
web.
ratcheting mechanism on it. So you'll see that it'll be different. We'll go over that bulletin later on here.
Yeah, I already looked at it yesterday.
So it basically sits like this on top of the web.
Yeah.
All right. From then on, we move to the side here where all the gears are at. We remove 2 screws.
What does your shirt say?
Seamless Solutions.
Hey, Larry. Are you going to be here for a while? All right, nice seeing you. I'm on a video conference. Thank you.
All right, from here it exposes the gears. We remove one by one here. They have a little bushing in front of them. Make sure you don't lose those. Make sure you keep them to where you know where they go. This top one here has a seat clip that's really small. You need a really small little flathead screwdriver to take it off. Well, now if you gotta be really careful and not take it off really fast because it'll jump out and then you'll lose it. Yeah, a little tweaker here.
You got one?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And just slide out. This bottom here, down here, has a roller strap in place. Also has a seat, so we remove that off.
Did you remove the gear yet that has the Allen key in there?
No, not yet. Not
On the
yet.
other side.
That's on the opposite side.
Haven't been on the other side yet.
Slow down.
Another piece inside there.
Right here, there's another 2 screws. We remove these to be able to remove the shaft and to be able to change out the web roller here.
By the way, I believe the guy who invented this should be shot.
Twice.
Just saying.
All right, now we're done with this side here. We'll remove this little bushing from this shaft. Everything's basically loose here on this side. We come to the other side. On this other side, this bracket here has the different kinds of screws. It has 2, basically as a cover. So you only have 5 of those throughout the whole web assembly.
Oh, you got a smaller screwdriver. Good.
We can hear you very clearly.
Good. You didn't want to knock over the cup.
Manage.
Yeah.
Enseguida cambias el engrane.
So that removes this portion right here, this gear, that turn. Now we're here to the Allen wrench gear. You got to be careful here not to strip it in there. Try to remove it carefully.
Is that a .5, Alan?
So 1 point.
1 point.
This is not a brand new unit you're working on, right?
Yes, it is.
I mean, has it been broken before?
No.
No. Nope.
I'm talking the Allen screw.
No.
No. This is brand new unit.
Okay, all right.
So basically, we just untighten it for just a little bit. Do not remove the little screw because it can get lost. It's really small, and it'll just slide out.
Have you ever had the screw, or I'm sorry, the Allen screw not come out?
Yes.
I haven't. Me personally, no.
Okay.
Yeah, you want the partner?
But some other guys have.
Yeah, I think
It
when
will-
they originally came out, they had a lot of Loctite on them, and we were busting Allen keys and stripping them and all kinds of crazy stuff. But I think now they've learned their lesson, and they're not locking them down like they used to.
I found that just tapping on the back of the gear on the shaft with the screwdriver a few times, and that Allen key will come out, even when they're jammed in there like that.
Okay, good point.
Just wanted to mention this because in the other products that I've worked on out in the field, Loctite makes different brands that require different amounts of force of pressure to break. If you're using the pink Loctite, that's the one that holds it permanently. You can get Loctite 222, which only requires 2 pounds of pressure to break, and it's a blue Loctite. So if you want to use, I use that in the field too.
All right.
on this machine.
Okay, so on this side, that basically removes everything, and we have two shafts here, one under the feeler
I
here
use a soldering.
for the sets,
I know.
and they both have a C-clip on there too. So we carefully remove those also.
Is it easy to break an actuator?
Yes, it is.
Especially
You
that
have
one.
And sometimes the spring can come off and you can lose it. So, because the spring is a little flimsy there, it's not that tight on there.
But our technicians are professionals, and that never happens.
Nope.
Some of them break it off on purpose. So they'll never detect. End of web.
You can buy a craftsman, but it's stripped really.
So at this point, we got all the bushings moved, everything is out of place. We removed by proceeding to take out this top shaft first and sliding the top web roller out.
Martin, when you put a new one in, there's a label on that, isn't there? Does it go to the direction? Is there a specific place that it goes to? Did you put
Oh yeah, there's a specific place, but there's no label.
Okay.
There's no label. It actually shows you on
A shaft
this
can only go
this is
one
long,
way.
it can only go one way
Okay,
because this is
excellent.
longer right
Side
here.
over there.
And then you know where that gear goes to, and only
Yeah.
fits on there.
Okay, good.
And this has a matte surface on this side, so this is where the Allen wrench.
Allen wrench went. Okay.
The screw.
Excellent.
Good point, good point. Hey, and if a technician got lost and didn't remember how it went back on, where would we find that information?
And the installation manual.
Installations.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Or call somebody.
Our technicians up in Pittsburgh are so busy, we can't do that.
All right, so basically that's pretty much it. It removes the web here on the bottom and the top.
How does this machine know when the web runs out?
It has this feeler here, and it has a sensor when you put in the fuser unit, and
It's on a counter.
as the feeler keeps on going down on the web roller, it'll detect it on the sensor.
Okay.
So
On the photo interrupter.
do you want to do this, Paul, since we've got the part now to create the completed video, reverse the process and put it back together?
You want me to stop this and then reverse it?
No, I'm saying just continue from here and just reinstall.
Oh, sure.
Still-
That would be fabulous.
Still continue. That way we'll have the whole process.
And the gentleman doing this, what's your first name?
Martin?
Martin, I really appreciate you doing this. Everything's looking
Oh, you're-
good.
All right.
And the sound is good. I'm a happy camper today.
See, it was worth staying last night.
You must not
All
have
right,
a
so
family
we're
life.
I'm putting the web roller back in, pretty much the same way. We're putting this through here. Then this roller here.
Watch the sensor.
You gotta watch the feeler here. It's a little hard to get up. You might have a little slack on the web, but just roll it back up. And you got to make sure that this feeler is on top of the roller, the web roller, not underneath the bottom portion, because then it will not sense it going anywhere.
Yeah, and that's that actuator that you said is easily busted, right?
Yeah, and it can easily break, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So from here on, we put on the bushings back into the shafts here to hold the rollers in place. As you can see, the spring fell off the feeler, so you got to be careful when you're working on that. You can actually leave this till the end and put it back on there. That way you don't lose it or something.
It's the whole slack, but if you want some, they run the road, they go up.
All right, so when we're putting these back together, these C-clips, they're really hard to put back on sometimes because your needle nose pliers are really hard to get through on the side. So you just got to be careful and be patient with it, and they'll go in really good.
Are those those little tiny metal ones?
Real small
Oh,
brackets.
yeah.
Small and
See how people whipping out the knives.
Just I'll have some issue.
Oh.
Just put that back here.
Sleep.
I need a chair.
I could take her back and just this one.
Yeah, I didn't need these things.
Oh, you would have took the 2 screws up at the end and then open one.
Yeah, but
I didn't.
Yeah, that plate right there is new.
yeah, it's new. I had never seen that.
It's the texture.
They just
Yeah. We just added that, like I
The
said,
only
there's a
thing that
bulletin,
worries
we'll
me
go over that bulletin. I provided you a list of those bulletins.
Yeah, I looked at it, saw that one. All right, so I'll put the C-clips back on this side. Just make sure it sits in there. Proceed by putting the Allen wrench screw on here, or the gear.
It's probably how to go the other way then. I should do that right there. Can go the other way?
Oh, wait. What, this way?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, then you won't get nothing. You won't get the... Alright. Tighten it up, but don't tighten it too much because the tech that comes behind you might not be able to take it off.
Yeah.
Alright. So then we proceed to put this other mechanism on here. With the 2 small screws that are different from the other ones.
What bulletins?
The one web modification. Bulletin 12.
Bulletin 12, okay. Just as an FYI, Bulletin 12 has a real good description, blow-up of the web assembly. We're taking a look at that a little bit on our individual screens, computer screens, so that you can see that. But it also shows the modification. And there are 13 bulletins currently out on this.
It's a busy finisher.
It's got to sit to where it puts pressure on the.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's why I was like, what?
This is the new part.
Yeah, that's the new part.
I'm an old machine called over run into machines taking 2 loops and get some copper in fusing pressure rolls.
I have heard of that. It might be the stop.
So what are you doing, Martin? I just
Right here, I'm since I put it here, I'm picking up the slack of the web motor to make sure it's turning freely. You can turn it. It might take you a little bit to get it a little tight, but just to make sure it's turning and it's feeding the web motor correctly and it's
traction,
and
right?
it's not obstructing it. So
Yeah, 'cause sometimes you put it on and it's real tight.
Right.
so.
That's not right.
All right, so we're done on that side. Come back to this side here. We also have those bushings here, and we have this one-way bearing here that we need to put on.
President Obama's calling us.
We might want to put our phones on silent.
Yeah, yes, Mr. President, it's just in the web.
It's got a notch nowhere in the head. That one way.
What's up?
It's got a notch.
Oh yeah.
You got to fit into it.
Yeah. This is a one-way bearing. It has a notch on it that needs to go on it. Basically, you can start with the notch towards the top here, because if you start towards the bottom with the notch, then you have to do a full circle to be able to put it.
Those are bearings.
Yeah, because of the bearing. So.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, thanks.
When we put this bracket back on here, make sure you put this back bracket.
How many screws hold that bracket on there?
This holds with 2 screws on it. You got to make sure to put it back on because of that all over the place. So we got that on. Now the bottom shaft, this one can be really hard because you got this plate here, and then you got this other shaft up here to put this seat back on, which is sometimes pretty difficult because you can't get your needle nose in there. So.
All right.
No, you can't because this is, well, you can. Well, but I'm doing the bottom shaft.
There you go.
The top shaft is the one that takes the big gear.
This is my tutorial. It's just that
I guess you can't.
You can't really because
Yeah, that's okay.
it's really hard.
Yeah, that's
Trying
right.
to get to it.
To get that clamp.
Yeah. Not much space there, right?
Not much space here on this bottom one.
Broadcast on CNN.
All right. All right, now we proceed to the top one here. Really doesn't matter which one you do first. Top one here, and then once you put this top gear on, this big one, then you put the last C-clip on here to hold that one in place. This was much easier. All right. So we got the shafts secured on both sides now. After this, we start adding the gears on this side. On the well, it's facing my side, it's right-hand side. Facing your side, it's probably left-hand side. This bushing goes up here. We got this roller here. And this one, the bottom. This one is the one that uses. It's for the. This is where the brake pad rides on. And it goes on the bottom one right here. This bottom. And we add the last bushing. After that, we put the, make sure all these gears are right. You can actually turn the web roller a little bit to help out. Make sure it's all working okay. And we put the bracket back on here. This takes 2 screws to put back on. All right, from here, we start putting back on these supports across. I'll put the top one here, which takes 2 screws. And then we put the one with the brake pad on. So this is a new mechanism. I don't know if anybody's seen it. This is the first time for me seeing it too.
Yeah, that's on bulletin number 12.
Yeah.
The 12.
So this basically, I guess, just slides in right here. This puts pressure on the web.
So it doesn't get slack.
Sucks into the.
I guess that's how it goes.
Did it sit right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tight, but it sits on the right.
Yeah, it's not right.
It's almost like a leaf spring kind of
Yeah.
pressure on it.
That way it doesn't keep coming.
Now they say is we found a sheet inside of the cockpit.
Yeah.
We really had that problem. Seen it on the cans.
It sucks the whole way. It's stuck inside the TV.
Yeah, give me a couple of extra screws.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah, they give me a couple of extras.
Oh, you think it's...
No, it's good. I got everything back on.
You know. Just gotta put this.
Oh, you know what? This
Yeah.
tool. So,
No.
it's good, it'll catch it. It's too tight.
That's what it looks like.
You're just bringing it up so that the tensions in the proper.
Yeah. See, it's feeding. Just a little tighter than the other ones because of this plate.
The brake pad, right?
Yeah, and
Might even help it last longer so it doesn't feed that fast.
Yeah.
it does turn, so. We're good. I guess on these new ones, you are gonna have a little tension on this gear. Just make sure it turns and you can see the web roller moving. It's a little different than the older ones that they had. So after that, just make sure it turns, make sure everything's okay on it, and put this spring back on the feelers. And we got it right here.
Paul, are we gonna get to do that too?
Certainly. You're just a little ahead of us today.
Stay till 8:30?
No, he will stay. The jack for the computer, to plug in something.
It's
Like
it's
a
going to the
speaker.
little pole.
Do you know what size jack that is? 3.5?
Should be 3.5.
Alright. So that's good. Now we proceed to put the cover back on. Then we'll slide it back, and then it should click on the top over the screws, like so. And then we put the screws back on there.
You can tell my.
Hey, Paul, this is Rick. What I was thinking about doing right now is if you could share the file for bulletin number 12, I'll go ahead and project that up there, and we can discuss that. We can look at possibly the backwards compatibility if that works.
Okay.
3 pages.
And how many screws do you have left over?
We have 2, which is that goes back on the fuser.
I mean, after you're all done, how many screws you're gonna have left over?
Zero.
Nothing.
0.
You're not a good tech then. Just,
All right, so
just teasing.
putting it back in, we just do the same thing. Put it at an incline so it can slide into the little brackets here, and then turn it down. You might have a little pressure here. You just hold it down and then put the screws on it.
1, 2.
None of that.
You want to put one first. Don't tighten it yet. And then put the second one. And tighten it up. And that is all.
Well, thank you very much for that demonstration.
Very nice, very nice.